If you struggle with texting women, you're about to learn 10 texting moves to get girls writing you back and flirting with you. And we start right now. I'm dating coach and best-selling author Connell Barrett, the real life hitch. I'm here to help you learn to flirt, get great dates, and attract your dream girl, all by being authentic. No pickup artist tricks needed. Let me ask you a question. Do you struggle with what to text women? Do you get ghosted? Well, these 10 texting tips are going to make your text messages irresistible and get girls writing you back and get you some great dates. I call these the 10 texting commandments. You're about to see how I've gotten dates with models, with dream girls next door, and how I landed my amazing girlfriend, Jess, the love of my life. Oh, and stick around to the very end. I'm going to break down a texting exchange I had with a bright, beautiful woman. I'm going to show you step by step how to go from your opener to getting that first date. Texting commandment number 10, use the give, ask framework. Again, the secret to texting, the framework you want is give, and then you ask. You see, most men when they text, they don't give texts of value. They ask boring questions, or they share boring non-specifics about their life. And what you want to do is make most of your text messages value-offering texts. In other words, texts that give. And then at the end of giving some good text messages, then you ask for what you want, which is usually a date. So for the rest of this video, all these text techniques are ways to give women that great experience they want. And then at the end, you ask for what you want. So give texts are things like funny photos, jokes, fun, playful teases, asking her good questions, memes, videos. Essentially, this is what makes your texting magnetic. So always follow the give, and then ask framework. That's what works. Texting commandment number 9, showcase your authentic sense of humor. Don't use a bunch of scripted, canned material that sounds like every other guy. Women want a man who can give her that unique, authentic experience of who he is and who can make her laugh with his real sense of humor. Look, success with women is about showing her that best, most confident, most authentic you. And if you try to do an impression of somebody else's humor, it's not going to come across as genuine. You need to find your own sense of humor. So whatever your sense of humor is, use that. If you like dad jokes or puns, that's what you should use. If your humor is more quirky or weird or edgy, a little bit out there, put that out there. Ask yourself this question: how do I make my friends laugh when I'm texting my good friends? And whatever you're doing with your friends is how you want to be texting women who you're trying to date. Just remember, when you're using humor, never be vulgar. Keep it classy, okay?
You stay classy, San Diego.
So let's look at me. Authentically, I'm a nerd, I'm a dork, and I have a very dad jokey kind of humor. My sense of humor is a lot like Phil Dunphy from Modern Family.
Quick, what's my favorite hospital food? Jell-O.
I like puns, I like dad jokes. So let's check out this text exchange with my future girlfriend, Jess, and let's see how I do this by text. So this is Jess and me texting between dates. I ask her how her work is going, and then I ask her, do you need a dad joke to de-stress? She writes back, I always need dad jokes. So I text her, what's a zebra? Several sizes bigger than an A bra. Okay? Then I send another dad joke. Don't worry if Boots, that's her cat, don't worry if Boots loses her tail. You can just take her to the retail store. And then I even throw a third dad joke in there, a seal pun. And then she writes back a very enthusiastic message. This is what I mean by giving value, making that girl smile by expressing your true best sense of humor. This is what makes her excited to want to meet you, because if she likes your genuine, authentic sense of humor, she's going to like you. And Jess is now my girlfriend, all because I was able to give with a lot of dad jokes and puns, and it turns out she likes my sense of humor. We click and we vibe that way. So this is how you can make an authentic, comical connection with a woman, by putting that real you out there and that real sense of humor that you and only you have. Bottom line is, Jess and me, we're just a couple of dorks who like dad jokes and puns, and that's why we're together. Texting commandment number 8, make a statement of romantic intent. This means that at some point early on in your texting, you should use clear, simple language that lets her know that you're romantically interested. just one or two of these statements is plenty. Less is more here. And do it early on in the texting. What this does is this sets a tone that lets her know, hey, this guy just doesn't want to be friends. He finds me attractive, and he's not afraid to boldly tell me that. Now, these can be very simple. Lower the bar for how fancy you think your texting has to be. Clear, simple language is best. Witty, funny lines are a nice bonus, but they're not required, okay? Here are some examples of statements of romantic intent that I have texted women. These are all verbatim. Hey, I think I'm starting to like you. Hashtag crushing on cute girl. I can't stop thinking about how good you look in that red dress. I love that you just said that. I kind of want to make out with you now. I hope you're a good kisser. Are you a good kisser? Wow, you're not just gorgeous, you're witty and funny. I'm very impressed. You're charming, super cute, smart. Come on, no one is this perfect. Hey, I'm really liking you and our banter. I can't wait to meet you. This is so simple, right? It's vulnerable, it's real, and women like a man who puts that clear, real interest out there. Let's look at an exchange, another screenshot. This is a woman I once dated from Bumble. Her name is Krista. And not only is she gorgeous, she's funny and she's smart and she's cool. Now early on, I simply wrote, you look very cute in a Detroit Tigers hat, which obviously she does. And this escalated into her writing back, so you wouldn't like to see me in a cute little Michigan jersey? And then I wrote back, well, how little are we talking about here? Now I'm picturing you this way and I'm liking it. So notice how the romantic statement of intent escalated. It also escalated later and got a little bit more steamy by text. But I'm a gentleman, I'm not going to show you that here. Here's another example of a statement of romantic intent. This is a great text message to send on Fridays, either as an opener on a dating app or as a text to a woman you're talking to. Let's look at my conversation with Glow. Glow and I matched, and I said TGIF Glow, which in your case stands for this girl is fire. And then I answer her question about my weekend plans, and I spin it into a compliment. And I say, well, I was hoping to flirt with a cute medical esthetician. Do you happen to know anybody? So look how much she liked my TGIF, and look how much she liked my response to that. The emojis. There's more emojis here than actual words. She loved that I made my romantic interest clear. Women don't want a pen pal. They want a guy who's got the confidence to put a little of that romantic intent on the line. And this is also how we stay out of that dreaded friend zone. So make sure you use at least one romantic statement of intent in the course of texting a woman. This keeps things flirtatious and it creates that man-to-woman context that we want. Texting commandment number 7, find commonalities. Simply put, look for stuff in common, liking the same things. This can be as simple as liking the same TV shows, liking the same school, same sports teams, things in common like where you both grew up. It doesn't have to be fancy. It can also be an emotional commonality, seeing yourself both as the same kind of person, if that makes sense. Let me show you how I find commonalities. Check out this screenshot of me texting with Catherine, a 5'9" former model, a Harvard grad, very successful, also a Star Wars nerd like me, basically the perfect woman. On a scale of 1 to 10, she's a 29. And as these screenshots show, we found a couple of things in common. We're both big nerds, which I'll come back to in a second, for Star Wars and Star Trek. We're both also the youngest in our families. I'm the youngest of 6, she's the youngest in her family. So we connected on that a little bit. But what I really worked on and used for a win-win benefit was the idea of us both being nerds. So let's look at some screenshots here. So she mentions on her profile into being into nerdy stuff. So I write, I hereby challenge you to a nerd off. Are you ready? She writes, bring it. She's into it. I mentioned how I'm a big Jeopardy nerd, which is very authentic. I love Jeopardy. I write my score down all the time. I have a pad going back years of my Jeopardy at home scores. She writes back how she's into Star Trek. She loves Game of Thrones. She dresses up as a female version of the Night King, the Night Queen. And the whole interaction, we're just clicking and connecting about being a couple of nerds who are messaging on this dating app. Now notice in this exchange with Catherine, a former model and an amazing woman, notice what I'm not doing. I'm not negging her. I'm not using pickup artist moves. I'm not saying, oh, you're a nerd. I don't know if I can date you. You know, you might not be cool enough. I'm not doing any of that bullshit. I'm just finding commonalities and then playing with them. Bottom line is, if a woman sees you and she as sort of teetering on the same limb, having things in common, she's going to be much more likely to want to meet with you because she's going to feel a sense of connection to you. So yeah, I ended up dating a gorgeous former model, Harvard grad, incredible woman. All I did was chat with her about how we're both dorks. Texting commandment number 6. Text her fun, playful questions. Think truth or dare questions, or would you rather questions, or either or questions. You could be at a bakery and you text a woman, hey, I'm thinking of getting a cupcake. Red velvet or vanilla. Keep it really simple. A great way to ask a fun, playful question is to choose a topic that you know she cares about and then ask her a fun, simple question. So for example, there's a woman who I was texting. She's an artist and a painter, a professional painter, but I was having trouble getting her to reply. She went quiet a few times. So I thought, okay, what does she care about? She's an artist. She cares about art. So I took this picture of an art installation showing a cow done up in an artistic way. And I wrote her, okay, pop quiz. Since you're an artist and therefore you're an expert, is this A, legit art, or B, just a damn cow? And she wrote back right away, and boom, the texting was back on. Why did this work? 2 things. 1, it was personalized to this woman. 2, it was playful, and it was about something she cared about. It was a really simple question to answer. It was an either or question. Look, don't be afraid of interview mode. Interview mode is not something to fear. Here's what you want to fear. Fear asking boring, logical, informational questions. If you ask fun, playful questions about topics she cares about, you can interview her all day long and she's going to love it. She's going to write you back every time. Texting commandment number 5. Send a funny video to make her smile. This is so simple. Here are 2 of mine. Let's look at this. Here's a dog video that I took a couple years ago. And here's another video of me. This is me during a blizzard in New York City. So stupid, so dumb. How do you use these silly little fun videos? Well, it might look like this. I love sending these kinds of short little videos. I call these value videos, like on a Monday. Let's look at a screenshot of me texting with Candace. Candace is a woman I met and was texting with, and she's gorgeous, she's smart, she's successful. Again, she's a real quality, amazing person. And I texted her on a Monday, and I thought, what would make her smile on a Monday? What's a way to give on a Monday? And then I simply wrote, oh, hey, TGI Monday? And then I sent her the video of me with the 2 dogs in the convertible, and look at her response. This got her engaged, and basically I made her smile on, let's be honest, the crappiest day of the week. Nobody likes Mondays. The reason why give, ask works is because if you're that guy giving her good emotions, making her smile, making her feel good, then when it's time to ask for the date, she's going to want to go out with you. And she's going to want to text you back because you're the person who's giving her what she wants most, which is just good emotions and feeling good talking to a great guy. So yeah, if you have a dog, if you have a cat, take a fun short little video with your wing pooch or your wing kitty. And if you don't have a pet, that's fine. I don't have a dog yet. So you can borrow somebody else's dog or look for funny, interesting videos out in the world that will make a girl smile. Texting commandment number 4. Send her photos that show her your world. She wants to date a guy who has an attractive life, or who at least does some cool stuff every now and then. So send her photos that show her a glimpse of your world, your life, your hobbies, just cool little moments or cool hobbies you might have. Here's some shots that I've sent women. Here we go. Me doing improv. Me in Dallas at an art installation next to this weird eyeball. Me dressed as a hot cop at Halloween. You have the right to remain sexy. It doesn't have to be fancy. You could send her a photo of the cappuccino you just had, and it's coffee porn, and send her that photo with a little text that says, hey, I just had a cappuccino. That is proof that there is a God. Hope you're not jealous. Just you sending her that little glimpse of your day is going to put you on her mind in a positive, pleasant way, and she might text you back what she's drinking, her smoothie, her coffee, and you get a whole text exchange going that way. So use photos that show a glimpse into your world. As the saying goes, a picture is worth 1,000 texts. Texting commandment number 3, use memes and Bitmojis. Memes are a great way to spice up your text messaging. They're very easy to use. Also, memes are a good way to playfully nudge a woman if she hasn't responded to you, especially if you just asked her for a date and it's been more than a day. Let's say you texted her, hey, let's get drinks this weekend. Up for it? No reply. Okay? Don't say, hey, did you get my message? Hey, are you ghosting me? Do you like me? No. No neediness at all. Send her the Cookie Monster meme of Cookie Monster tapping his fingers, waiting. Or there's a great meme of a bear waving its grizzly bear hands, and the caption says, hello. These memes are fun, playful ways to remind a woman, hey, I asked you out. Are we going out or what? But without you hounding her or coming off as needy. One other fun tool is to send her a memoji, which is what I'm doing right now. That's right, I look like a pig. Just remember that you want to use things like Bitmojis and memojis sparingly. So keep this kind of text to once a week or so. But when you use them, you're gonna make her squeal with joy. Hey, am I the only one who really wants bacon right now? Texting commandment number 2, playfully tease her. Let's go back to Catherine, the ex-model from the league. Here, I write to her a little playful joke. There's one point where I say to her, you're either the coolest girl I've met on the league or the weirdest, I'm just not sure which one. And she replies, maybe I'm a mix of both. By calling her cool and weird, I'm doing an old school move called the push-pull, where I'm teasing her a little bit, but I'm also telling her she's cool. And think about this. This is a 5'9" gorgeous Harvard graduate model, former model. She has got a million dates if she wants them. Most men fawn over her. Most men are telling her how incredible she is and coming off as not dates or men of authentic value, but coming off as maybe lower status. I'm that rare guy who teases her a little bit. Let her know that, hey, maybe you're cool, but maybe you're weird. I'm not quite sure yet. And that is a fun way to playfully tease. One final word about teasing. Don't do it if it's not genuine and authentic to you. Bottom line is, I'm a natural born smartass. I'm either in dad joke mode or smartass mode. I'm not afraid to tease. So don't do a lot of teasing if it doesn't feel like you. But if it does feel like you, if you bust balls with your guy friends, then do it with women too. Just keep it light and playful and only tease her about surface level things like she's a nerd. Don't tease her about serious life things like her looks or her weight or the amount she drinks. Keep it light and playful. And texting commandment number 1, ask her out the right way. The whole idea of give, ask is that you give so you can ask for the date and meet up with her and get a great girlfriend. And even the mere ask of asking her out is a way to show that flirtatious interest. So don't forget the most important part of give, ask, which is ask for the date. Now, how do we ask her out the right way? There's 2 moves here. One is use the power of the word let's. Let's. I love that word. The word let's allows you to come across as leading and positive without sounding bossy. Hey, let's get drinks. Let's go bowling. Let's play ping pong. Let's have cocktails. Let's go back to my place and make out. There's something great about the word let's. So when you're asking a woman out, start with the word let's. Hey, let's go to that wine bar and have a couple glasses of red wine. It'd be great to get to know you. And the second part of the right way to ask a woman out is try to avoid asking her out for a specific night. Hey, how about Friday night? Only do that if that's your only free night or if there's a specific event and reason why you have to do that night. If you ask her out night by night and she's busy, she has to kind of like shoot down your suggestions. And each time you ask her out and she has to say no, you're kind of losing some currency with her. So I like to say, hey, let's go get a couple glasses of wine. It'd be cool to meet you and get to know you better and hear about something about her. What night/nights are good for you? Here's a simple screenshot that shows me using the night or nights approach to this when I asked out Candace, and she obviously responded very well. Okay, now I'm going to take you through a text exchange I did with a cool, vivacious, witty, gorgeous woman named Ariana. Ariana, I don't want to show her face here, but just imagine Gal Gadot. She basically looks like Gal Gadot's twin sister. And I'm going to do an audio narration of how I went from that first message to her. And I used almost all of these texting commandments all the way through getting that date set up. So let's listen to it right now. All right, let's look at Ariana, an absolute beautiful, incredible, quality, wonderful wow girl, as I call them. And let me go through step by step how I texted her from the first message on Bumble all the way through setting up a first date. And just a quick caveat, you're about to see some pretty damn advanced texting, not to sound arrogant. So don't think that yours needs to be as fancy or witty or funny as mine. Follow the concepts, not so much trying to sound like me. Okay, anyway, so she gives me a really good opener. All right, Connell, I'm here. What are your other two wishes? That is a great opener. So right now she's telling me she's funny, she's playful, we're gonna have a good time. And I respond with a romantic statement of intent, right? Texting commandment number 8. I call her a, quote, super cute woman, and essentially letting her know I find her very attractive. So right there, I'm already starting with the different commandments. And then my third message, my turn, truth or dare. Switch over to the next one. I ask her, how much would Playboy magazine have to pay you to be their cover girl? That's an example of asking a fun, playful question. So there's texting commandment number 6. And that's just a great question. So remember, questions are not bad in and of themselves. We want them to be fun or flirty questions. Notice how there's an emotional charge to this question. Playboy magazine, her being the cover girl. That's a very different kind of question than, what do you do? Where are you from? Do you like sports? Okay, so ask good questions. Okay, back to some different things I noticed here. So the banter is great. She and I have really good banter and chemistry already. Notice also that when I gave her those statements of romantic intent, calling her super cute, she responded by calling me, oh, handsome, suave dating coach. So she returns the favor. That's one of the reasons why you want to go first. Put that early romantic statement of intent out there, because then she might give it right back to you and call you handsome or funny or what she likes about you. And now we've got some great flirting energy going. Okay, so she answers the Playboy question. I give her a $1 million Dr. Evil meme. There we go. Texting commandment number 3, use memes and Bitmojis. And that keeps it going nice and spicy. A couple of messages later, look here. I say, she asked me if I'm a rep for Playboy. She's mainly kidding. And then I say, yes, I do rep Playboy, and I'm going to need some pics of you, for research purposes. So notice what I just said. I'm playfully alluding to seeing her naked, but I'm doing it as a joke. I'm not literally saying. If I had said, hey, why don't you send me nudes? She probably would unmatch me. But because through the context of playful, fun banter, I'm telling her that I need to see her on the cover of Playboy, we're talking in a very sexy, flirtatious way, but it's not vulgar. I hope that makes sense. Okay, moving along. I crack a joke here. She says, come to think of it, did Hugh Hefner die? And I say, yep, Hugh Hefner is very dead. He's up in that great creepy mansion in the sky. So that's an example of texting commandment number 10. I'm sorry, number 9. That's number 9. Showcase your authentic sense of humor. And she even just tells me that I made her laugh. So this is going about as well as texting can possibly go. Now we move into slightly more normal day-to-day kind of conversation. Everything doesn't have to be a joke. Everything doesn't have to be a meme or a tease. You can just share a little bit about your life. So I tell her I'm going to get my Saturday morning bagel. And we start talking about bagels and things. And I'm beginning to give her a glimpse into my life. At the top of this screen, I write, hey, you're super fun to banter with. Again, that's essentially a statement of romantic intent, commandment number 8. It's not romantic. It's not super explicitly romantic, but I'm basically saying, hey, I like you. I like you. Being vulnerable, always being authentic. So we're talking about bagels. What are we doing? We're both talking about our favorite kinds of bagels. This is an example of texting commandment number 7, finding commonalities. So now she and I are just talking about bagels. The bar can be that low. It can be that low. You and she talking about the bagels you do or don't like. Next screenshot, we continue talking about breakfast stuff. Nothing too exciting at all, just a little chit chat. But here's where I get her number. Over here. I ask for her number and she gives it to me. Here it is. And she says, oh, sweet deal. I'll leave you my number here for you to make good use of. And then we switch from Bumble to now we're texting on each other's phone. I start with, I don't say, hey, Ariana, it's Connell from Bumble. She knows who it is. And so I open with a photo. Which is texting commandment number 4, using a photo. And she knows exactly who it is because she's not giving her number out to just anybody. This woman looks like Gal Gadot. She's funny, witty, an incredible catch. She's not giving her number out to just anybody. She knows it's me. And this is a way to show her a little window into my life. What does she write? I admire a man who's committed to his bagel order, his genie, which is our little nickname for her. And yeah, she's really, really into this and very invested in talking to me. And again, we're finding commonalities, bagels, coffee, and keeping the banter really great. And moving along, we talk a little bit about music. I just ask her a good question. So again, texting commandment number 6, text her fun, playful questions. And here's a simple question. I just said, hey, are there any artists that Ariana Genie recommends? And that's a very simple question, but I'm giving her an opportunity to share something with me that she cares about. Because we started talking about music, and she sent me her Spotify playlist. That's a very kind of personal, flirty thing to do, is sharing music with each other. I don't know about you. I don't share my music, my Spotify music, with my guy friends. I would share it with my girlfriend, or with if I was out dating with a woman I'm seeing. And okay, here we have just some more fun banter, talking about the Saturday music, and we're talking a little bit about food. And at this point, now that we've been messaging back and forth on my phone for a little while, now I'm thinking, okay, it's time to move toward asking her out, because, hey, we don't want to text forever. Remember, the process here is give, ask. So I've given a lot. And so has she, by the way. It's been completely win-win, giving to each other. Here's a fun meme. Texting commandment number 3, use memes or Bitmojis. So we're using some fun memes with each other. And then here is, let's see here. Oh, we're talking about going on a date. And then I basically talk about I've never had a date with a genie. Let's see where it is. Okay, here we go. I've never had a date with a genie. Sounds magical, sexy, and scary all at once. Scary is a very subtle tease. Like, I'm saying she might be scary, but mostly I'm saying it's positive. So that's a very light, playful tease. And she responds that she's never been on a date with a dating coach. Sounds equally all those things. And yeah, this could not be a better vibe. This is just a 10 out of 10 for vibe between two people. So I set up the idea of a date, and then all I have to do is commandment number 1, ask her out the right way. And I basically said, hey, let's meet up this week. What night, parentheses, nights, work for you later this week? Making it really easy for her to choose a night that works. Thursday works for her. I'm free on Thursday, in theory. And I say, great, perfecto, it's a date. And then she sends me a Gal Gadot picture because I told her how much she looks like Gal Gadot. Yep, so I want to say that this is a text exchange. I'm using this because I used every single texting commandment here, all 10 of them, every single one. However, you don't have to use all 10. So please don't think you need to use all 10. You definitely need to use number 10. You definitely need to use number 1 because we got to give, and then ask, and then you have to ask her out the right way. All the other ones, 9 through 2, are optional, depending on what the situation needs and depending on what the texting vibe is like. So don't feel like you need to use all 10. I just wanted to show you what all 10 look like. This is how I went from a match to a first date lined up with a absolute dream girl.
Okay, that does it for today's video, but there's more. Now that you know exactly how to text women and how to do it flirtatiously, because you know the 10 texting commandments, in the next video, you might want to learn some cool advanced dating flirting moves. You might want to know how to instantly get a woman to make out with you, or how to flirt with a woman with her friend standing right there with you, or how to even make sparks happen with a woman when she's with a guy. There's a lot of cool, fun, advanced flirting moves I'm going to share with you in the next video. Click the box on your screen, and I'll see you there.